My name is Anne Marr. I'm the Artistic Director of Ballet Ireland. The company was founded in 1998 and I took over running the company in 2009. And our focus in that period of time has been to look at creation of new work because I feel that the creation of new work is the lifeblood of any company. And it is very, very important to me that we focus on that in order to keep ballet relevant and keep it alive. It's not just a dusty old art form where we're continuing to perform productions and ballets of the past, but also of now and of people of now and choreographers and artists who are going to work and collaborate.
I've been here for 3 years now and I really enjoy working with the company and the works that they're doing, especially at the moment because we're working on a creative project with a choreographer called Ludovic, and I really enjoy the challenge of creating a completely new production and being a part of the process and being involved as a dancer, because a lot of the time when you're dancing the classic productions you don't get an input. It's more like you learn the steps and it's passed down from generations, like from the ballets really old.
The dancers who work in this company are also young people, so although at times they wear tutus and tiaras, equally they want to make work that means something to them. So whilst it's great to measure yourself against your peers of the past, it's wonderful to actually work with someone who's alive today and who's in the studio with you and who's creating the work on you.
I've done some classical productions with Ballet Ireland before, Swan Lake and Nutcracker, and I do enjoy them because they're really technically quite difficult, but I personally prefer working on the more modern style of dance, which is it's really up and coming at the moment, and it's a really big part of ballet, which it hasn't been so much before. Because it's always been the classic productions, and now more choreographers are coming in and changing it around, and it's really interesting, like a completely new way of moving but still keeping the story. So it's really challenging, but it's really enjoyable as an artist.
Go! This is your decision to make him go. You're going to stand by that decision. Yeah.
So in this new production of Giselle, the biggest challenge for me really is to stay as true to the original story, but at the same time making it something that's more relevant to us today as a society. And love is still relevant, just like it was in 1841. People still fall in love, people still get their heart broken, people do die. Now, the biggest challenge really is Act 2, because in the oldest version, Act 2 is a very romantic scene. The music is beautiful, the ghosts are flying around, they're very beautiful. Everything is very lyrical and fairy-like. And when I think of myself today walking through a graveyard at night, and God forbid if the graveyard was full of ghosts, that would probably be really scary. So that's really the biggest challenge for me, is making that Act 2 something that will feel real, will feel scary, but at the same time keeping that love story going, keeping Giselle hopelessly in love, wanting to save this man who cheated on her.
You've seen it in a very classical, traditional way, so it's always been on that music, it's always been that step, and that's how it's been every time you've seen it. So suddenly you're hearing the original music, but you're taking the emotion, doing a completely different movement with it. It's a more real reaction. that really reads more with the audience today, I feel, because they can relate to it a bit.
And the graveyard is full of ghosts, and those ghosts are all women who died of a broken heart before their wedding day. And they are here very angry at man and will kill any man that walks through the graveyard. In the original story, Giselle, who's hopelessly in love with Albrecht, who's the prince, will do her best to save him, and she will keep dancing with him until the sunrise, and all the ghosts have to go back to their grave, and she has saved Albrecht. So it's the story of selflessness and undying love, basically. People nowadays are capable of doing so much more physically than they were before. But to tell a story, we still somehow are still telling stories the way we did in 1841. So what I'm really trying to do is to find new ways to tell a story, only speaking with our bodies. And over the last 3 weeks, we've been doing our research and development here, and this is one of the main focus we had, and it has been amazing. It has been amazing to see throughout the last 3 weeks how the dancers have evolved and how I have evolved as a choreographer as well in finding new ways to express ballet and to tell a story.
So it is a piece that's being supported financially, obviously, by the Arts Council. We wouldn't be able to do this without them, and also by Dance Ireland, who is the organisation that runs Dance House, the beautiful building which you will see the work being rehearsed in. And Dance Ireland are partners with us on this particular project. And indeed, the theatres in which we will perform Giselle have been handpicked by me for their intimacy, and yet they have wonderful, terrific stages. So the production will premiere in Project Arts Centre, which is in the heart of Temple Bar in Dublin, a very vibrant area of the city. Project Arts Centre has a fabulous stage, and yet it has a very small, intimate auditorium. So you feel almost like you are sitting within the set, if you like, or on stage with the artists, with the dancers. And indeed, all of the 14 venues around the country that we will be performing in are very similar in this regard. Fabulous stages, but small, intimate 200-300 seater auditoriums, so that you can feel like you're part of this production and that you're not sitting back as a voyeur in a very large theatre. So it's a very different kind of experience.